to be able to speak on behalf of the most overqualified candidate for state legislative office in the history of Illinois. I have to tell you a quick story. When I first met Dr. Bellar, it was part of the Cook County caravan that actually Lee Rupus and Cook County Republicans organized back during the primary. Some of you may know I ran for governor. It's a well-guarded secret, but this was at Moraine Valley, so this was one of the stops of Moraine Valley College. And we're all sitting there waiting for our turn, all the gubernatorial candidates waiting for our turn to speak. And Dr. Bellar is introduced, and she gets up there and very kind of meekly and just starts saying, "Hi, my name is Dr. BarbaraBellar. I'm running for state rep." And then she starts to do the data points for her resume. And Bill Brady and I start looking at each other like, is this a joke? MD, JD, Masters in Ethics, college professor, former nun. Then, of course, the former nun was the kicker. And, especially as a Catholic school kid. I mean, honestly, it's amazing, and it's so exciting that I think the lament of the Republican Party for a long time has been, where's the bench? Where are the new candidates? Where are the talented, capable people that are part of our movement and part of our party to hold themselves up for office, to take back seats that are eminently winnable, but we haven't had the kind of candidates that can achieve victory? Well, that's not the case this cycle. And there's such great opportunity with the pendulum so clearly swinging back our direction to take seats that we used to hold. Now, I have a little bit of experience with, or I should say, in the Southland, in the South Suburbs. I cut my teeth politically here. I was working for House Speaker and then Minority Leader at the time, Lee Daniels, back in the mid-90s. And I was dispatched to Chicago Heights back in '96. Remember Punch 10? When all the Republicans, or a lot of them in the South Suburbs, got swept out to sea by the Democrats. And then 6 years after that, Ann Zickus, who held this seat, a Republican, lost to Kevin Joyce. And instead of cultivating a Republican presence in the South Suburbs in the wake of those defeats, we abdicated as a party. And I think that was a mistake. And we've paid a substantial price for those strategic and tactical mistakes over the last 10 years. But just as I tell people, you don't think things can change. The Chicago machine is always going to be in charge. And some people believe there's some kind of biblical prophecy that Mike Madigan is going to be speaker in perpetuity. And that's just not the case, right? In 1994, Jim Edgar won re-election as governor of this state with 65% of the statewide vote. 65%. 8 years later, Rob Blagojevich. Now that is a sea change in a short period of time. So 8 years after Kevin Joyce defeated Ann Zickus, we have an opportunity for a sea change in our direction. And it's really going to be contingent upon this new infrastructure that has kind of assembled itself and I think revitalized the Republican Party nationally, but also here in Illinois. And that's what Vivian and Lori were talking about. It's the Tea Party infrastructure. It's people that have been hurt in a way they haven't been hurt before. People that have seen just atrocious things that are financed with their money by politicians in Springfield. And they've had enough, and they're finally standing up to do something about it. So I think there's great opportunity to capitalize on what is before us, particularly when you have candidates like Dr. Bellar. I mean, remember, Ann Zickus held the seat for a long time. This is a center-right district. Because they talked about going into the 19th Ward, Mount Greenwood, Beverly. You strip away the partisan labels. Kevin Joyce is pro-life. Kevin Joyce did a William Jennings Bryan impersonation on the House floor trying to advance the school choice bill, even though it fell short in the House. And the message to those people of conservative conscience in this district is, why are you going to accept an impersonator? Right? We always say, hey, when Republicans act like Democrats, they lose because people say, I'll just go with the Democrat, I don't need the impersonator. Well, if you're a conservative in this district, whether you consider yourself a Republican or a Democrat, why would you go with an impersonator like Cunningham, who's just a 20-year machine hack? Why not go with a person who actually represents your values on school choice, on life, on the other founding principles of this nation, and our other individual freedoms? And that obviously is Dr. Bellar. who single-handedly would double the median IQ in the General Assembly. All this, you know, oh boy, we always have to vote for the lesser of two evils. Why don't good people ever run for office? Nobody has that excuse in the 35th District. Nobody has that excuse in the 35th District. And all of those precincts and all of those victory calls and all of the dollars that are raised to help spread the message, all the emails that you forward, all the Facebook posting and tweeting that you do, can really make a huge difference in a race and in a cycle where our side is very excited and very motivated, where you have independents who have rejected anybody who's in office now and the party that has been in control for the last 10 years and are looking for opportunities to put their faith in somebody new. So I really want to encourage you that this is doable. And just because the Southtown says it's not doable, or some of the other local media outlets, or some of the kind of the same old naysayers that just say, oh, well, you know, you can't beat the machine. Nonsense. Nonsense. This is the cycle that you're going to have a lot of surprises. And it's really the opportunity before us and before you here in this community to make the Dr. Bellar election one of those surprises. Thank you very much.